Lee Race here, standing with God, the children, and our one and only home in the 600. I walked nearly the whole way from Blower, 250 kilometres, more if I count the zigzags going in and out to different positions to avoid the main roads where the chances of one adult is a much bigger picture. The bigger picture in particular, the last 5 years, which I witnessed very, very rapidly, is the many friends that I've made have been addicted to a drug that had died from heroin. I nearly got involved in it myself, but I tried it once when I was young. Don't tell my mother. And of course I mixed with the wrong crowd, and thankfully I was very sick and I never tried it again. And I got into other drugs. I took lots of drugs when I was younger. Thankfully, I learnt the error of my ways. Now, in a party, fair enough, you know. But the biggest problem I've seen with drugs, you said, do you want a coffee? Do you want to come for a shower? Do you want to stay? We're now brothers. And the same scenario everywhere I go. Sebastian in Set, where I played 3 days. I stayed there more than 2 months. In Arles, I did the same for 51 days. Was robbed twice. Once, the first time by gypsies while I was sleeping outside the church. They asked me for the code for the smartphone. One stepped on my foot, the other took it out, including the Mac 55th place, walking nearly the whole way. I can tell you that who's in the smartphone will notice a live musician. 1 in 1,000 who's in their smartphone will notice a homeless person half dead on the street. I've sat there watching. Another example, Paris Bercy, where I played just before the first lockdown. 97% of adults, I sat playing next to a homeless man who was in very, very bad shape. He might have been drunk, I don't know. He was like this, like this, like this. And 97% of the adults walking past were in one place only, their smartphones, which I call a smart computer, with absolutely no care, no awareness of anything at all other than the screen. The sleepwalking zombie society which we've become is a long-time problem, long before COVID. I figured out my way out of it by using the technology wisely. I never walk inside the smart computer. I use the GPS, and the camera technology is insane. The technology is not the problem. How it's being used is absolutely insane. A very, very high percentage of adults, in particular between 14 and 45, have lost the ability to see, hear or feel anything at all, not even a pulse. And it's just insane. I hope more of you realise and come back to what is called reality, our home, which is absolute. And give 5 cents to an original writer, not one. And exactly the same when I watch the homeless people begging. If 1 in 100 adults has the compassion or time to pause for 5 seconds for a homeless person, a live musician or anything at all, I can tell you from the front lines, after observing society for a long time, in all of these years, I've never seen anything like it. And this is not just the 2 years of COVID. This is 1 year in particular before COVID. The heads were falling more. Go on, Jenny. So I'm going to leave it there for this one. I've got such an itchy ear. I hope, which it seems